Oh, what is going on, guys? Dizzy Dan here. Welcome back into the channel and welcome to episode, I can't believe I'm saying this, 40 of Disney Fiasco. 40 episodes of Disney Fiasco. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by into the stream. It's crazy that we haven't missed one day of Disney Fiasco. It's absolutely crazy. Now, I don't know what's going on with YouTube today. There seems to be like no notifications going out the last couple of days. I think Elsa broke the internet or something. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure we are definitely live. And I can see Kate Atwood coming in. Mike from Themed Life is here. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Good to see you. Alyssa Sternberg is here. I'm actually reading them off my phone as well because they're late coming in on my laptop. D. Hazel, 40 episodes. I know, right, D? Welcome, D. Hazel. Steve's World. That is awesome. Good to see everybody. But we are here, episode number 40. And of course, I had to bring somebody who's been here for pretty much all. I think you've done like 39 episodes or 38 episodes.
Oh my gosh, I've missed like way more than one.
But of course, we have Meg from Mickey's Magic. Thank you so much again for coming back to Disney Fiasco.
Oh, thanks, Dan. It's been so fun. Like, I remember the first time that you asked me, like, I don't know I think maybe we were in like Nick's stream or something.
You know, I think it was the Viaprees.
Really? And yeah. I was like, Corey and Dan should like do a live stream together because that would be so cool. And then like, I don't know, a couple weeks passed maybe, and they sent me a message asking me if I wanted to be on it. And I was like so honored. And then they had like a couple other guests, and they're like, actually, can you just be on the show? And it was like, it was the best thing ever. And I can't believe that was 40 weeks ago. And hi, everyone in the chat.
Yeah, so we have Mike, we have Liam. Hey, Liam. We got Dougie. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. I'm very keen to hear your thoughts on this, the second best Disney film. Yeah, well, we'll definitely be talking about Tangled today. And of course, we have also a guest who was, I think he was on episode 3, Miguel Benitez Jr. along with D. They were on episode 3 of Disney Fiasco. That was way back, like 37 weeks ago. That was crazy. Mike, you need to be on here at some point. Mike from Our Theme Life would be great. Watching Must Do Disney and Stacy and Disney Fiasco, a great Disney evening. Oh, thanks, Mike. Really good to see you. Timothy Ray Mortars is here. Welcome, Timothy Ray Mortars. Lots of people finally coming in. I think the notification went out. That's great. Cecil said, excellent movie. Tonight's episode is going to be amazing. The Lucky Minute is here. Happy Saturday to you. Or Sunday morning if you're from the UK like I am. Walt and Melissa from Mouse Talker here. Speaking of which, tomorrow I've got an amazing announcement ready for the end of the show that involves me and Walt. Juan Rodriguez is here. Yes, Miguel says episode 3, I think. So much fun. Yeah, that was amazing. I think we talked about Animal Kingdom, if my memory serves me right. I believe. I can't remember. My good buddy Jack Jones is here. Guys, thank you so much again for stopping by. I know there are lots of other YouTubers streaming right now, lots of our power channels, such as our Disney Adventures, as well as Ism Emporium. So please check them out after this stream. Don't go now because you're going to miss all the fun. But today, don't go yet. But we are going to be talking about Tangled today. Now, the Tangled expert, unfortunately, has not. He's on his way. Hopefully, Corey Fiasco, my partner channel, hopefully is on his way. Hey, Joz, what is up, my friend? Good to see you. But I have my other partner channel here, my good friend Meg from Mickey's Magic. So we'll be talking about Tangled today. And I think we thought like once a month we'll talk about a Disney movie that we all, really enjoy, or maybe a Disney movie that you may have not seen, or something that, we all just want to have a look back and have a look at some amazing stuff from Tangled this week. Pamela Hoffman, welcome. Good to see you. Lots of great people in the chat this week, so thank you so much. So, Tangled. Let's just rewind a little bit. Early 2010s. There was one movie that came out before it called The Princess and the Frog, and that was kind of like the start of this new, I'm going to call it Disney Renaissance era. because I think before The Princess and the Frog, it was mainly like Home on the Range, Chicken Little, Meet the Robinsons. And let's be honest, those weren't the best Disney films, I don't think. Any of those you do like?
No, but I might actually respectfully disagree with you because I would say The Princess and the Frog was almost the end of, like, in terms of if we're talking about animation, because Princess and the Frog was the last hand-drawn animated movie. And then we move into the computer, generated animation, and you could tell the difference. It really is a huge difference. But I mean, I love Princess and the Frog, and I have actually seen Meet the Robinsons. So I know it's on Netflix in the US. I need to watch it.
Oh, we got Nick here from Magical News Live. Welcome, Nick. Good to see you, Jambo, my friend. I love The Princess and the Frog. I really, really do. And I think with the films like Meet the Robinsons and Home on the Range and Chicken Little, they tried computer animation, but it just wasn't right. This is something, if you look at those films compared to pretty much all the other Disney animation, it looks really weird. I don't know. It's that animation style. It does look. It's not just me, right? There's something weird and different about those films.
So I don't know if, and this is not a Disney movie, but it's a movie that I really, really love, and it's called Hoodwinked, and I feel like it has a really similar animation style to that. Like I don't know how to describe it, but it's not as fluid as some of the I don't know how to describe it. It's just like weird. It's more three-dimensionally.
Yeah. It feels more not DreamWorks style. It's more of that, it actually reminds me of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse kind of feel to it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if you guys have seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but it has that weird kind of almost robotic movement kind of animation. It didn't feel very fluid. Hey, Stacey Rogers, how's it going? Good to see you. And then what Dougie brought up was the official term is the revival era. And I think that really kicked off with The Princess and the Frog. Now, that movie, it was very good. It was quite successful, but it didn't have the success that Tangled did. And Tangled did really, really well. And this kind of really was the kickstart to this revival era. This brought us things like Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Zootopia, Wreck-It Ralph 2. Like this was at the start, the pinnacle. And I think what makes Tangled really good is that it really takes back to that old Disney classic film from the Renaissance era. I love that word. I love the Renaissance era. But it kind of reminds you of that Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, kind of era. And I really, really like that. And you have a great protagonist in Rapunzel, and you have a great kind of not anti-hero, but he's kind of just like a bit of a bad good guy in Flynn, and then you have a great villain like Mother Gothel. So what I think we'll do is we'll start off with the start of the film. We'll just make our way through the movie and discuss things that we like, some things that we dislike, the music, the animation itself. Snow White is here. Welcome, Snow White. And Corey Meets World. What is up, my friend? Good to see you. Wait, I was missing this. What's up? Yeah. It's good to see you, my friend. So let's start off with... actually, you know what? What is your favorite part of Tangled? Let's start off with our favorite parts of Tangled. What is what scene? What thing do you love about Tangled itself?
Wait, what thing I love about Tangled?
Yeah, what's one thing? Go for it, either or. Favorite scene or favorite thing you love about it?
So almost like ever since Mandy Moore has been a celebrity and an actress, I have been so in love with her. I think she's so incredibly talented, not only as a singer, but also as an actress. I think she was the perfect voice for Rapunzel. I love that Rapunzel is the princess in this movie. So along with Mandy Moore, I love the music. But I think my favorite scene has to be the lantern scene, which is probably what everyone might say. Yeah. There's so much that is amazing about this movie, but probably my favorite part is the music and Mandy Moore, and then my favorite scene is the lantern scene. Yeah.
So let's skip to that. We'll talk about the music in just a sec. Let's talk about the big lantern scene, because I think this is what the big thing about this movie is you know, the whole thing about Rapunzel trying to get to see these lanterns, and then when she's actually there and she's just, you know, in awe of all these lanterns rising from the castle, and it's just beautiful. Like, it is just one of those sights. Like, it's kind of like the Carl Fredricksen scene where it's like that iconic scene of each Disney movie. And that is that iconic scene from that movie. Hey, Donna, what is up? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming by. Walt says, I think Rapunzel's hair is amazing. But that scene in particular, just, it makes a lot of people cry. You know, it's kind of like she doesn't know it, but those lanterns are for her. And it kind of gets all emotional. And, you know, I think it's just well designed. Like, the animation is amazing. It's bright. And it's become so famous that, you know, you can see it every night at Magic Kingdom, which is amazing. Have you ever done the hold the lantern thing over by the restrooms?
Yeah, so I have done that. It's one of my favorite photo pass spots, and I did it on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, so I'm in my Halloween costume. But I also want to point out what Corey said.
Yeah.
I can relate to the movie a lot. Steph has hit me with a frying pan from time to time. I love it so much.
It's funny.
Yeah, have you done that photo pass spot?
I haven't, actually.
Oh my gosh.
I have not done, like, because I would walk past it and I just see the line go all the way past Haunted Mansion down towards Columbia Harbor House. Yeah, so it's a long line to hold a lantern, but I think I should do it at some point.
It's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
It really is. And you walk by and you're like, I really want to do that. Like, I just really want to I think just even holding it for like a picture is just quite cool. And that's
the way that they frame the picture too, like you're holding the lantern in your hand, but then also like the way that they frame you in the picture is that you have all the other lanterns that are lit up behind you. And it's so incredibly beautiful.
And I think let's just take a little bit of a like detour and talk about how that area of the park is so incredibly themed in terms of Tangled. Like, yes, it's a restroom, but I think we've said this many times on Fiasco that they are the best restrooms in the whole of Disney.
Oh yeah,
they really are. Like, you just the way they designed the whole building there, the design of the tower, and the way you can find Pascal's, and it's a charging point, and it's just a really nice place to be. And I think at night it gets, you know, even better and more beautiful. And I think you could. I've done this. I don't know if you've done it or people in the chat have done this, where you just sit down for half an hour just in that charging area, especially at night where it's cool and relaxing. And it's actually it's just a really nice place, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it really is. And sometimes on a really busy day, the It's a Small World Fast Pass line will back up. And I like to just sit there and observe. And I put in the chat too, I said they even have a hidden Mickey in the women's bathroom. So I like to look at that every time I go in. I think looking at all the hidden Mickeys in the posters, like the wanted posters, and all the wonderful flowers and all the lanterns hanging up there. And like Dan said, it does have that amazing spot for you to charge your phones or like whatever you need, because it has all the outlets. So it's a really beautiful spot. It's a great spot to hang out. And sometimes I just like to people watch while I'm there.
What Dougie says, it's amazing that Disney turned toilets into an attraction. Do you want to go to Splash Mountain? No, let's go to the restrooms. Yeah. That's very funny. And D Hazel said, it's amazing, the tower and the restrooms, but I love a Tangled theme attraction. And I think let's just not talk about the film for a second, talk about how it has impacted, you know, the Disney parks for a sec. Yes, we have restrooms. Okay. Right, that's what we have at the moment. But I think we've also spoken about this, having a Tangled attraction on the show where, you know, you can go to what's the name of the pub called? The Lucky Duck? No, the Lucky Duckling.
Yeah.
I would love to. That would be a great themed restaurant.
Wait, Snuggling Duckling. The Snuggling
Duckling.
Yeah, the Snuggly
It's the Snuggling Duckling.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is
how amazing would that pub be?
Oh, that would be so. It's like the oh my gosh, I'm just like not. Today is not. What the green dragon from from Hobbiton, like just to be able to sit down and enjoy like a nice ale. Not that I drink. So.
No, but just having a like if you have a Be Our Guest restaurant, and then on the other side of the of Fantasyland you could have the Snuggling Duckling. I mean, like two polar opposite ones, like really like elegant and nice and very Beauty and the Beast like, and then you go over to the other side of Fantasyland and you walk into this pub full of Vikings about to chop somebody in half with a throwing axe competition or something like that. I think that would be so fun.
I think maybe I was watching Michael Kay's video. I can't remember whose video I was watching. On some Disney cruise, they have like a version of the Snuggly Duckling, and they like brought it. I don't know. I can't remember whose video
I was on the Fantasy, the Disney Fantasy, where they do that.
Yeah,
and they turn one of the adult bars into the Snuggling Duckling or something like that. And Hook Hand and Vladimir come out, and with Rapunzel and Flynn, that'd be awesome. I mean, look. You know, when we think about what we want to bring to the parks, I mean, obviously, clearly, I thought straight towards food and not a ride. But come on, who wouldn't want a Snuggling Duckling restaurant? Even Walt said it in the chat. The Lucky Minute says, like Gaston's Tavern type of place. Yeah, absolutely. It can be really it could be a quick service. It could be a sit down. Stacey Rogers says, how awesome would it be if we made Tangled ride similar to the Beauty and the Beast ride that they're making in China? Again, I think with the animation and technology we have, how amazing, like you could have a similar thing to Frozen Ever After, but just Tangled theme. I think that would be amazing. You could kind of end up like falling out of the window, you know, finding Maximus, running from the thieves, running from that kind of water dam scene, and then ending up at the castle with the floating lanterns in the end scene. I think that would be that could be an amazing attraction. I think that would be so cool. So I think people would really like that. What would you bring to the parks that's Tangled theme? Well, they just brought the what do you call it? The sit down signature dining where you can eat breakfast with Rapunzel and Flynn.
Yeah, I have heard really good things about that. I have not. Wait, let me think. I don't think I've ever met Flynn Rider. Maybe I met him. I'm trying to think because, like, I was at Disneyland for one day, and like they have the princess there, and I'm so jealous. And so I maybe I met him, but if I did, it was just that once, and it was so cool. Like I've met Rapunzel a bunch of times. She's one of my favorite princesses to meet, and Stacey is like making me laugh because I was telling Dan that Dan and I have had a busy day, and I was just like threw ears on top of my hat. And she's like, "Is that just the hat?" Or I've actually made ears like that, but with the hat on it. Anyway, it was so cool to meet him, and I've heard like really wonderful things about that dining experience. I actually think Abby went and did it.
I think so, yeah.
Nikki. So maybe if she comes into the chat later, we can ask her about it. But I just like anything Tangled would be amazing because I love everything Rapunzel, Flynn Rider, Maximus, Pascal. I think any ride with them would be incredible. I kind of like that idea of having a really new animatronic and incorporating that into the park. But of course, Dan, you like your food, so we're going to the food place. Hi, Haley.
Hey, Haley.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to have more stuff in the park, but I would love to try that that breakfast place one day.
Yeah, I think that would be really awesome. Just quick side note, if Haley, if you're with Corey, I did send him an invite if he wants to jump on and talk about some Tangled if he would like. I think, you know, I want to try that breakfast, not because it's the food, but also I can meet Ariel, Eric, Rapunzel, and Flynn. I've met Rapunzel. I think she's a really great meet and greet. I think out of the two lines that are at Princess Fairy Tale Hall, you have Cinderella and Elena on one side and Tiana and Rapunzel on the other. I always seem to go to Rapunzel and Tiana on one side. So, okay, thank you. Hey, okay, thank you so much. I mean, if you want to break, feel free to come on. I always go to Rapunzel and Tiana because I think they're just a little bit more charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think she's a great meet and greet. And I don't know what it is because I've been to, Orlando with a lot of different people and a lot of, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, but the girls just love Flynn Rider. I don't know what it is. It's the smolder.
The smolder.
I thought so. It's not the little goatee or he's got a crown in his wallet. I don't know. Hey, Florida fanatics, it's good to see you. Welcome into the stream. T-Town Mary Allen, welcome. Yeah, lots of really amazing people in the chat. We're talking about Tangled today, which is really, really awesome. Dougie says they had the sexy man meeting at Disney for Flynn. That's a good point.
Oh, I wish that we had more of the princes, though. And this is just like a side note because I want to meet more of the princes. I love meeting the princesses. And I got to meet Prince Eric at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. But like, why can't we get more princes at Disney World?
Yeah, it's that thing, though. I think it's weird because I think princes would be a very popular thing for a lot of people. And I think, the little girls would like to see, their princess with their prince. Oh, yeah.
All ages.
All ages. I think in terms of the little boys, some little boys do like their princesses and princes. A lot of them like to go and meet Kylo Ren and Chewbacca instead, but they obviously don't have any princesses. Well, I don't think Chewie does. Does Chewie have a princess? I don't know. Could do. Well, Kylo definitely doesn't have a princess.
I think Kylo's princess. Me though. Oh my gosh, she's so scary.
He's great. I love meeting Kylo. It was a bit of a side note. Human Person says, I love meeting Flynn at Disneyland. He actually has the crown in his bag, but shh, it's a secret. Well, I've just told, I don't know how many people, 100 people now. So Dougie says, some big boys love their princesses and prices.
I think princes.
And Amy Scott, welcome Amy Scott. They used to have an Aladdin breakfast when the Disneyland Junior place was a fast food restaurant. That's awesome. I didn't know that. So yeah, I think it is interesting to have more princes in the parks, and I think someone like Flynn Rider could be a really good representative of those princes. Technically, he's not Prince, but what can you do? But I think the impact Tangle has on the parks in general has been very good. I would love to see a ride. I'd love to see a Snuggling Duckling restaurant. But I think the place where they have now, the restrooms, although they are restrooms, I think the setting is amazing. It's a great place to relax. And especially in Magic Kingdom, where Magic Kingdom is it's so busy. Like there's not really a quiet place apart from like Tom Sawyer Island that you need to relax. And I think the Tangled area is more often than not quite quiet. So Mike says Kylo is awesome. You know who else is awesome? Up close and personal Stormtrooper encounters. Not that I know anything about that. You care to elaborate, Mike?
The infamous Stormtrooper encounter. It's in their review of 2018, which was really amazing.
It was really funny.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. If you haven't checked that little encounter out with Odd Theme Life, you got to. It was very funny. So let's talk about another one of my favorite scenes, and this goes back to what you're saying about the music. I remember clearly seeing this movie. I remember going into central London. I was with a friend, and we go to Leicester Square, which is where all the big premieres are. It wasn't the premiere, but that's where they held the premieres. And I remember going into one of the big theaters. We sit at the back, watch Tangled, and halfway through, I have an experience that I will never forget, and that is laughing till I'm on the floor. And I got to tell you, the first time I ever watched I've Got a Dream, I got to tell you, I was laughing just in hysterics. I was falling out of my seat. I never ever thought that this was going to happen because, you know, when you go into the Snuggling Duckling and you have all these Vikings and really gruesome, disgusting looking guys, you know, throwing axes everywhere, swords out, hooks for hands. You know, it's kind of like, oh gosh, you know, Rapunzel and Flynn are gonna, you know, it's not gonna end well. And when the song starts, when Hook Hands starts singing, "I've Got a Dream," I want to be a pianist like Mozart. I just lost it. I've never laughed so much, and that goes back to the music. I think the music in Tangled is phenomenal. I really, really do, from the opening right through to the end. But I've Got a Dream is probably my favorite scene from Tangled. What do you think about I've Got a Dream?
Oh my gosh, that is such a funny scene. And I think the first time anyone is watching Tangled, we don't really expect that.
No, I didn't.
I'm malicious, mean, and scary. My sneer crocodile dairy. My hands are not the cleanest. And it's just so funny and so bizarre, but they just all have a dream, and it's something that's innate to all of us to just have this dream. And I think Disney just like hit the nail on the head with that song because it was so entertaining, and to have all these like ruffians and all these people, it's just so funny, all their personalities and how they like things that are so delicate, like ceramic unicorns and knitting, and it's just so funny. And like I totally agree with you. Tangled has some of my most favorite Disney songs in it.
Yeah. And Ducky goes, though my face leaves people screaming, and there's a child behind it gleaming.
Like everybody else, I've got a dream.
Oh, that's very funny. I didn't even know they had all those hidden Pascals or whatever in Magic Kingdom until recently, says Florida Fanatics. That is a great thing to do if you've just got some time to yourself. Mm-hmm. Because they're not just in that little like pond area, they're everywhere around that kind of restroom area. So it is quite fun to go find all the Pascals. It's quite a fun game. But that scene, I think when people don't, like you said, when people don't watch it or have never seen it before, and they come across this scene, I think people just don't expect it. They don't expect how funny it's going to be. And the lyrics are fantastic. And it does send a really awesome message saying, you know, anybody can have a dream. You know, if you're, you know, looking like Hookhand or Vladimir, if you want to be a florist or a ventriloquist or
an interior designer
or a unicorn collector, or if you're an eater like me, like anybody has a dream, right? Yeah. It's such a great message despite it being a really funny scene. So yeah, and I think we spoke about this during our top 10 favorite songs, and I think that was in one of my top 3 or 2. Mike says Tangled definitely has a nice mix of classic Disney elements, but has the new school vibe animation. Great movie. Haven't seen it in a while, but it is a great movie. You're absolutely right. I think it, like we said right at the start, like it follows the same kind of movie formula as some of the older films, but with that new animation. And I think that's what worked so well. Let's talk about another song. Let's go back to the lantern scene. Let's talk about I See the Light, because I think that song, I think it's like the Can You Feel the Love Tonight, the Whole New World. It is kind of like the romantic steal the show song in that movie. I think it's just and there's no tear. There's no one who's not crying in that scene. Is that?
Yeah, it's definitely an emotional scene. For me, I have such a vivid like picture in my head of the two of them singing the song live at the Oscars, and I think it was 2011. Yeah. And so that, like, just for me to hear them sing it live was even more incredible than hearing them sing it through the movie. But I think aesthetically, it's such a beautiful scene, and it just, like, oh, hi, Rob, welcome.
Hey, Rob Fuzz Power Channel. How's it going, buddy?
And I think just having the song is such, like, no pun intended, just a light in that specific scene.
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful moment. Dougie says, I think why Tangled works for me is that it is very self-aware. It's aware of Disney tropes and makes jokes about it, but isn't cynical about it like some of the more recent films.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Really good point. And Rob says, just saying hi, going out to eat. No cooking today, so that's good. No steaks will be burnt. Mike says, Jen referred to it as the Loof. The Loof may or may not be upcoming our Theme Life t-shirt design. Ooh, interesting. But, you know, I think it's that scene, you know, watching that at the Oscars for sure, kind of, they just have a really good connection. And I think with that cast, there was such a great connection. That's why we have that that TV show. They have that spin-off TV show that is on Disney Channel and Disney XD. Those, I've seen a couple of episodes. Those are really great episodes. The animation is a little different. Obviously, it's not a film budget animation, because obviously making an animated film is a lot more than making a TV show. The animation is a little bit different, but they still have the exact same cast, and that is what you can really tell the kind of connection on screen despite it being an animation. I think that's the same with something like, we're going back to Robin Williams as the genie. You can really see Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin, and I think you can really get that from, you know, the voice actors in Tangled as well.
I completely agree, and I agree with Dougie too. While I haven't seen the animated series, I think we all sort of connect to a specific animation style. I'm not as big of a fan as like the new animated style of Mickey, but these newer animations and the hand-drawn animations, certain movies I just feel really connected to because of their animation style. And this one is so perfectly executed, Tangled. It's so unbelievably well done. Yeah.
Don't get me started on the whole new Mickey short animations. It's a very we can talk about that another time. Hey Laurie, welcome. Good afternoon. It's good eve. Actually, technically it's good morning here, because it's actually here, so. It's Sunday.
Are you on the West Coast? Where are you from?
Good afternoon. You must be Midwest or West Coast.
Yeah, I think from the West Coast with Juan.
Because it's good morning here. Yeah, should be like, I should be like the late early show or something.
You're like James Corden, but late Disney
here for me. But yeah, no, I think that scene is awesome. But what I think I really like about Tangled is when they go for that I see the light scene, and then they go immediately dark afterwards. Like something bad happens afterwards. You know, Flynn has that interaction with the two thieves and Mother Gothel. And things just start to turn out, you know, a little bit more dark. That's when like the third act really kicks in, and you know, and he gets tied up on the boat, and just I think it just you go from such a touching scene to automatically goes turned, like gets really dark so quick, and I like that. I like the fact they've done that, and which brings me on to Mother Gothel.
Yes,
she is a very underrated, great villain. I think Mother Gothel is a villain that I think she's very selfish. All she wants to do is to be young again. She wants to use Rapunzel. Hey, Corey, what is up, my friend? Hey, fam, working on stuff right now. Just wanted to pop in. Guys, if you haven't checked out my other partner channel, Corey Fiasco, you probably already are subscribed to Corey Fiasco, but if you haven't, please go check out my friend Corey. He's probably the biggest Tangled Rapunzel fan that I know.
He's also the real life Flynn Rider.
He's a real life Flynn Rider.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate Rapunzel Tangled fan. And he did a video where he found like lots of Rapunzel. I think he found this really nice Rapunzel pin that came in like a pack in his last video. Really awesome. Please go check him out. He's a really awesome guy. And happy episode 40, Corey. Mother Gothel is an amazing villain, says D. I think she's very underrated. I think she's very scheming. Like she very much plays like that behind the scenes role.
Mm-hmm.
She always is out when Rapunzel is, in the tower. She's trying to manipulate the two thieves to do her bidding, her job. And she did the same with Flynn, trying to make him feel bad. I think it's a really, I think she's a great villain. I really, really do. Very charismatic. Mother Knows Best is probably one of the most underrated villain songs, because she's being so protective, but not protective of Rapunzel, but protective of herself, because she wants Rapunzel's power, which I think is genius. I think it's great. So, yeah, I think Mother Gothel is very good. Dougie says, there is an amazing character work with Gothel. The fact that she tells Punzi she loves her, and when she kisses her, it's always to the hair. So, yeah, great point. Mother Gothel, Megan, what's your opinion?
I think we all know that I love the villains. Okay, I'm like so obsessed with Disney villains. Haley says he's.
I love it. Oh, that's
hair extensions. He just bought me hair. Oh my god. But with all villains, I pretty much love every villain. Like you said, she's like very sneaky evil, and like to Dougie's point, to me, I feel like she really does love Rapunzel, but she loves Rapunzel's hair. And that's why, she's like, I love you more. No, I love you most. And anytime I say that to someone, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like Mother Gothel. And she's just like, she's so suave and like, lady swag. Like she kind of reminds me of like how cool Beyonce is, but in like a villainy way. And I just love how manipulative she is. And I feel like that makes a really good villain. It's like Frollo. Frollo is like one of the creepiest villains. Not creepier than Jafar though, because he's super creepy, like just his face. But if we're talking about like really manipulative villains in Disney movies, she is like at the top of the list, and she's awesome. Like everyone she manipulates, everyone.
I think Haley and Corey are just having a little thing in the chat. Corey says, oh, I mean, Haley just grew a bunch of hair overnight. It's natural, I swear. Instead of buying it.
Corey embarrassing me 101. Can we all take that class?
Oh, you guys are cute. But it's quite funny with the Mother Gothel. She reminds me of, it's quite good because it reminds me of somebody who loves somebody because for a specific reason, and it teaches people that it's bad. Like, if somebody just wants to be with somebody for their money or their riches or something like that, and in the end it's really bad. And I think that's what Disney did really well with this character. By craving something, you're only going to get your comeuppance at the end. Yeah, it's only going to end badly. And that's what happened to Mother Gothel, another villain that was that fell out of a window or fell to her death, because like most Disney villains, they fall to their death.
Like that is one of my favorite ends of a villain. Like she just like, and then she like turns into dust, and then it's just so cool.
It turns into she did a Thanos.
Yeah,
she turned into dust.
Yes.
Thanos clicked his thing, he clicked his fingers, and as soon as she hit the ground, she went into the Soul Stone.
Yeah, actually, plot twist, Flynn Rider is actually Thanos, because he like came back to life and he basically killed Mother Gothel. So
there you go. There's spoilers for Endgame. Just there you go.
Actually, just like watch there be some sort of weird signal to other Disney movies, but there probably won't be.
We're going to change the title of this video to Endgame Spoilers.
Endgame theories. And then we're only talking about Tangled.
But, you know, I think Mother Gothel is a fun villain. I think the Mother Knows Best song is really great. I really enjoy, you know, the way it's kind of like she mimics all the bad things that Rapunzel could get into, like bears and things like that. I think it'd be really it's quite an interesting kind of song for Disney. So yeah, I think Mother Gothel, great villain. And I also want to bring on, we also spoke about this 2 weeks ago, or was it last week, with Rachel, Natalie, and Corey of the Sidekicks. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Let's talk about Sidekicks.
Mm-hmm.
Sidekicks. Let's talk about Pascal. And I think this is where Corey is just like, I need to get back on the. I need to start working. But I think Pascal, one of the best non-speaking sidekicks of any Disney movie. You know, his charisma, his character is all through his emotions, and that's what I really, really like. Really great companion to Rapunzel. One says, and the world has somehow shifted now. Now that I see you, One, you're a little charmer there, you.
One always comes at us with like lyrics or movie quotes, and I always love it because he just like, he always brings whatever that movie or song is into the chat, and it's like, yes. Hi, Jill, welcome.
Jill is in the Magic Kingdom right now with our Disney Adventures, touring the galaxy, and so many other amazing people. So please tell everybody up. You know what's been really funny is they're just when you watch like our Disney Adventures live stream, it's just so nice to see everybody and all their little ohana there. So Jill, tell everybody that we say hi. And
it's like a little Disney army, and I love it.
I feel, and this is the reason, Meg, why you need to come in August, because we're going to start invading all these rides and tell them.
Be an army, like 100% an army. Like you guys will just like let's line up at the the rope drop where you head into Seven Dwarves. It's like, get out of my way because we got like 30 of us, and I would be scared.
I just want to give a humongous shout out and thank you to Dougie, aka Walter Grams, for his very, very generous donation on PayPal. That really is very kind of you. So thank you so much, Dougie. I really do appreciate it a lot. Mouse Talk says, what's happening in August? You tell me. Sanaa, baby. Sanaa.
Everyone but me, but that's okay.
But that's why we're telling you to. Okay, back to Tangled.
All about timing. All about timing, guys.
We're gonna talk after the stream and how I'm gonna make you come in August. But you know, I think in terms of Tangled as a whole, it's such a lovely film, and the way it wraps up, and I think we were talking about Pascal earlier. You know, we have Pascal, we have Maximus. I think Maximus has a great relationship with Flynn, how they keep like punching themselves, punching each other, and it can't. You know, that actually reminds me of Hulk and Thor in the first Avengers film.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember during the fight in the bank scene at the end of the movie, and Hulk just hits Thor right in the face.
I love that part.
I love that. I think Thor. It kind of is like Thor and Hulk, Maximus and Flynn. Quite a little Disney Marvel crossover repetition there. Walt says, as Doctor Strange, to manipulate time for you, Meg, so you can join us in August.
Yes, I need to ask him.
Yes.
Thanks, Doctor Strange. Help me.
Yeah. I know Mr. Cumberbatch, so I'll give him a call. Hey, Rachel, what is up? It's so good to see you. We are, funny enough, we're talking about Disney sidekicks again, so so it's all going to be a repeat. But yeah, Maximus, I think he's a really great companion for Flynn as well as Rapunzel, and I think I like the fact that he has a complete. This sidekick has a character arc. Like he goes from being part of the soldiers to now being part of the main kind of group, and I really like that. So, yeah, anything about the sidekicks, Pascal or Maximus, or you can even throw in the old Cupid man or the thieves.
Hilarious. Just, I got a dream. I got a dream.
It's when he comes out the snuggling duckling, he sees Mother Gothel, he's just like, hey.
That is like one of my favorite parts because it's so funny. And oh my gosh. Like drunk Disney for real, though.
Dougie says, it was nothing, very little considering all the time you spend on this. I need to get to bed. Stay beautiful, losers. Thank you so much. Again, Dougie, thank you so much for your incredible donation on PayPal. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for staying up into the late hours of the morning up in Scotland. So thank you very much, my friend. But yeah, you know, I think those characters are, you know, you do have the main characters, but I think the side characters have such great personalities. They really complement the film well. I think the Vikings have great scenes, especially the jailbreak scene. Oh, yeah. You know, when Hookhand is telling Flynn how he's got to say, it's like, knees apart, arms in. And he's just like, feet apart, and then he goes onto Maximus.
Yep.
With the escape. I think that is hysterical. And I think that brings on to like the humor of the movie. I think it is a very funny Disney movie, because there are some Disney movies that, you know, are funnier than others. And I think Tangled is a really funny film. Yeah,
I completely agree. It's like, I love the Disney movies that are like very sneaky and funny. You know, like it's very dry humor, because that's the kind of humor that I like. Oh, Rachel, we miss you too. And we would have you back on anytime you want to come on. So
yeah, just drop me a message and we'll get you back in.
Yeah. Also, guys, if you haven't checked out Rachel's new video about, she like stayed at this wonderful Wyndham hotel and she wrote a blog post. So please go check that out. And if one of the moderators wants to put that in the chat too, it was a really, really awesome video. Her and Peter went and stayed there, and go check out all of her like new videos. They were so cool.
I'll tell you what, I was so ready for summer after I watched her video. I was like, it's only February, but I'm ready to like lie on a sunbed and just drink and eat. And
I know, I saw like the beautiful waterfalls and like all the fountains, and it just looks like such a nice day. And I was like, oh, I want to be there now.
Oh, thank you guys so much. You guys are seriously the best. You're the best. Everyone here, everyone in the chat. But yeah, you know, I think just it's just a great, in general, I think we're starting to wrap up now. Just a really wonderful film, great music, great animation. You know, I'm so glad that this whole revival era, starting with The Princess and the Frog, that Winnie the Pooh was around that time, the new Winnie the Pooh, going into things like Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, and I think Tangled had a serious part in that, you know, and I think it is amazing. And if you think about it, actually, there's a lot of people who I've spoken to who actually prefer Tangled over Frozen, and I think that really says something, because, you know, Frozen is that ginormous thing that has just happened overnight, and it was selling out straight away as soon as Frozen was released. But I think over time, Tangled has become the more popular film amongst Disney fans. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I'm still going to put a petition out for a Snuggling Duckling restaurant or a Tangled themed ride. I think that would be amazing.
I think so too.
And yeah, I think just a really wonderful, wonderful film. I'm going to ask favorite, if you could think of a favorite line of the film. I know your favorite scene was the lantern scene, but if there's like a funny scene that you like, and then your favorite character from the film.
Oh, that's so hard, because I feel like I'm so on the spot. I didn't even think about any lines. I don't know. I guess I guess I love when Flynn is just like, how about that smolder, you know? And then I also like the whole first like scene with Rapunzel, for her doing When Will My Life Begin, that is also one of my favorite like scenes. So I guess any part of that song, because that was actually on one of my top 5 favorite Disney songs. And oh, I guess probably Rapunzel. I mean, I love her as a princess. She's one of my favorite princesses. I think she's really strong and independent, and she finds her own way, and she just has this really wonderful, like, I don't know, this capacity to dream. And that's always something that I've wanted to be able to do. So I really look up to her for that ability to dream. And Leanne's coming in saying, I love the frying pan scene. We all love that part. And, you know, after that movie, I realized that frying pans could be used as a weapon.
Yep.
But those, you know, there's so many good spots, so many good scenes and parts of that entire movie. It's so hard to pick just one. Yeah. If I like think about it more, maybe I'll post it on Twitter or something. I'll find a line that I really like the most because I can't think right now.
Just a big welcome to Leanne. It's good to see Leanne and Kate Atwood here as well. Sorry, guys, have been listening but not chatting, taking care of sick dad and nursing baby kittens. Oh, hopefully he gets better soon. My favorite line from the movie, I think it's really difficult, but I think just I'm mean. No, I can't even remember the stuff. I've got a drink.
Mean and scary. My sneer could curdle dairy.
Dairy violence wise, my hands are not the cleanest. That whole song is my favorite line. Like I just love everything from that song. Okay. Just because it gets me every time I put it in the car, or just every time I listen to it, I'm just cracking up because it's just great. My favorite scene, apart from the snuggling duckling scene, you know, I really love the jailbreak scene. I think it's a really fun way of just getting all the characters really pumped up for the last kind of end of the movie. I love the Vikings. I think the Vikings are great. My favorite character, you know, I'm gonna go with Pascal. I think Pascal's my favorite because I think he's just he's a very small character but has a really big part in the movie. And I just love it when he goes like this in the start of the movie. Yeah. And I just really enjoy how he changes color in terms of mood, and that he's always there with Rapunzel every step of the way. Leanne says, I love that song too. Steve goes, keep going, Dan. Yeah, I'm not singing any more than that. Rachel goes, Tangled is such a beautiful movie. You know, it really is. It really is. Just beautiful messages, just amazing music, amazing animation. I think in top 5 best Disney animated films for sure. Well, guys, that was episode, I'm going to say it again, 40 of Disney Fiasco. And what's even weirder is we haven't had a break. Like, we haven't stopped. It's been 40 weeks, 40 episodes. And guess what? That means 12 more episodes till one year. 1 year of Fiasco in 12 weeks. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But I just want to give a massive thank you once again. Oh, wait, our John's just goes much better than Lord of the Rings.
Wow. Our John's.
Oh, gosh.
I also want to point out what Stacey said, too. There's the line in When Will My Life Begin? Pottery and ventriloquy candle making. And she said, what is ventriloquy candle making? And I was trying to make a sketch, take a client, sew a dress.
You actually did sound like a online character.
I love that song so much.
So Timothy Rainwater says, I relate to Pascal. I like to blend into the background. Well, you have a big presence on here. We all love.
I do that too. Don't look at me.
We love the whole Rainwaters family. Mouse Talk says, I'm gonna have to watch Phantom Menace to catch up for tomorrow. Now, big announcement. Tomorrow, I believe at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m., I will be hosting our very first Star Wars Sunday that Walt and I have been planning for quite a while. We are going to be talking about one Star Wars movie per month leading up to episode 9 in December. Now, every single time we do this episode, we're going to invite somebody new onto the stream. So tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have a very special guest as well. Now, while we're here, Meg, I know you're a big Star Wars fan.
Am I though?
Well, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna just put it out there. What is your favorite Star Wars film?
Don't hate on me. I really like The Phantom Menace because I really like Liam Neeson and I love Jar Jar. I know that if Cargo were here, she would say J. Carl. I know there's a lot of hate on Jar Jar. I love the prequels, so don't hate me. I know a lot of people.
If you're around at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, if you're around, I'll send you the link and you can join us for tomorrow for Star Wars Sunday with me and Walt and maybe another special guest. So that's episode 40 of Disney Fiasco. Thank you so much, Meg, once again for joining me. Like, it's just 40 episodes.
Crazy. So crazy.
It's crazy. It is crazy. And a big shout out to everybody in the chat. Leanne, Steve's World, Samantha Lowe is here. Hey, Samantha. Big shout out to Samantha and Donna. R. Johns, of course, the legend R. Johns, Stacey Rogers, Walter Melissa, Pamela Hoffman, who am I missing? Rachel. Rachel needs to come back on the show. 100%. Juan Rodriguez, Kay Atwood, D. Hazel, Corey Meets World, Timothy Rainwaters. Big shout out to Dougie for sending me that awesome super chat. Thank you so much. It really is very, very generous of you. Haley and Corey, big shout out to my partner channels, Corey Fiasco. Please go check out Corey's channel as well. Awesome channel. Belle Southern, just amazing channels here in this episode. So thank you so much. We'll be back for episode 41 next week of Disney Fiasco. Wow, 41. We're on our way to 1 year. Absolutely crazy. Thank you so much again. Let's just do plugs very, very quickly. First off, theliveplace.com. Big shout out to Dean and the Dreamers Empire for hosting our show. Thank you so much. The Live Place, you can find all your family-friendly live streams on there, like Resort TV 1, Mickey's Magic, Mouse Talk, and myself, as well as many others. And Meg, plugs any upcoming episodes? I know you have, speaking of the Live Place, your Wednesday in Wonderland live streams.
So I have been putting out video. I've been trying to set up like an actual schedule of me putting out videos. So I've been putting out videos that are Disney related or just sort of like random videos on Mondays. My live streams are on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. at Eastern Standard Time. And then on Fridays, I've been putting out some of my trip vlogs. Now they're like coming to an end in November, although I'm like planning ahead because I will be gone and I'll be putting out videos for you guys. But the video coming out on Monday is a very special video. It's not necessarily Disney related, but a lot of people have been asking me to do it for a long time. So I finally did it, and that's going to come out on Monday, and that'll be a surprise for you guys. Woo!
And Meg did a really awesome live stream last week celebrating your year on YouTube.
Oh, crazy, right? Oh my gosh.
Boyfriend. I think that was a really fun live stream. So please go check out Mickey's Magic. And if someone could put Meg's channel in the description box. And I also want to give a big shout out to your boyfriend's channel, Matthew's channel, which is called
TCG. Oh my gosh. After I finished the stream, he was like, you don't need to do that.
Hey, he's part of the Fiasco group now.
He was like, if people subscribe to me, I have to put out more videos. I'm like, isn't that the point?
The point of YouTube.
It's like he like says that he puts them out because then I get to watch them, which is really sweet. But at the same time, I'm like, don't you want people to watch them that are not just me? But yeah, I could find his link and I'll put it in there.
Fantastic. And for me, thank you so much for checking out Disney Food Friday. That was really awesome. We were looking at Trails End. So if you love your breakfast, please go check out my Trails End Disney Food Friday video. I also did a Frozen 2 reaction video, which both me and Meg did. One Frozen 2 reaction. It was quite funny because we both literally posted them 2 minutes after each other, pretty much. I think it was actually more like 10 minutes, but literally it was so close. We both threw them out there. They both were really, really great videos of reacting to Frozen 2. And I also did a video this week on why there was so much hate on Will Smith as the genie. So please go check out those videos this week. You can find both of us on Instagram and on Twitter at both Mickey's Magic and Disney Dan. Also, speaking of other plugs, I will be changing my merchandise store from Redbubble to Spreadshirt very, very soon. Spreadshirt are the company that Resort TV 1 use, and they are really, really good, really helpful, and they are actually a little bit cheaper than Redbubble, so that's only good for you guys. So that'll be really a lot of fun. Arjon says, thank the Phoenicians. Please don't get me started on the Phoenicians.
Arjon's is just like he's asking for some fire back.
He's like better than Lord of the Rings. He's trying to wind both of us up.
He's like, how about that Bilbo meet and greet? Like, I want to meet Bilbo, and then he's like, better than Lord of the Rings, and now he's saying thank the Phoenicians because we all know about the alphabet. So Arjon's is coming in with some jabs.
Arjon's, you're really making me want to make a video on why the Phoenicians didn't make the alphabet.
But we love you, Arjon. Thanks for being a part of it.
We love Arjon. You're an amazing friend. Awesome. He's absolutely awesome. Master says, yeah, Spreadshirt, we use them as well. They are great. Yeah, we will be moving over there very, very shortly. Arjon's must be bored, says Steve's World. Guys, thank you again so very much. We are looking forward to seeing episode 41 next weekend. And also what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to be throwing out into the chat on Twitter if there's anything that you guys want to hear us do, like any topics that you would like us to do. Sometimes food related, sometimes not food related. But thank you guys so very much again. You guys are awesome. You guys are not my subscribers. You are my friends, whether we met yet or not. And have a great week, guys. Live your life with a smile each and every day, and I'll see you guys real soon. Good night, everybody. Bye.